Hi guys. So today is my very first video. My name is Alex and I am from Germany. So please forgive me if my English is not that good, but I'm trying my very best here. Okay. So anyway, so today's video, my first video, I want to talk about self-love. So I'm sure a lot of you people, have heard the word and maybe are already living it or understanding what it's all about. And I just wanted to share my opinion and my experience about the topic. I'm by far not a master, no matter what I'm going to talk about. I'm still learning, as you guys. But anyway, so I wanted to share my understanding. Back in the day, I always thought when the word popped up, self-love, I was like, yeah, that's a cool word. Yeah, I get it. Just love yourself and you're all good and this and that. But I really didn't get it, I don't think, until like a year ago. So I did like a real deep dive into it. And what I found out is that loving yourself means to actually respect and appreciate who you are as you are. And that also includes the characters that you might define as negative, bad, you know, unworthy, or whatever you want to call it, which is absolutely not true, because all of it is you. The things that you call positive and wonderful or lovely about you, but also the things that you might title as, like I just said, I wish I wasn't that way, oh my goodness, what do all the other people around me think about me when they see me like this, or see me act like this, or see me dressed like this, you know? But I've learned that you have to appreciate and love yourself the way that you are, like I just said, which absolutely includes the things that you might call bad or negative. But that's who you are. And those things that you don't like about yourself, or that you have in your mind that you don't like about yourself, they are very important. They are like this powerful energy, stream of energy that runs through you and is you, that defines you, and is absolutely a wonderful thing, which I had to learn as well. I'm going to talk about this maybe in another video as well again, but I'm just saying, I think one of the most profound misunderstanding that people have about self-love is that they always or very often think that they have to morph into another person in order to be accepted by others. And the more often that you do this, that you change or try to change the things about you that you don't like, you morph into some other person that eventually you won't recognize yourself anymore at all. And all of it, I believe it always comes down to that people do because they think they will not be accepted the way they wish to be accepted by their so-called friends, you know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is try to not fight those things that you call bad, because this is you and there's nothing wrong with it. You are a wonderful person. You're beautiful in every way and sense. You do not want to change this, because this is you. And once you say, all right, from here on out, it's not going to change overnight. It will take you some time. Of course it does, like everything, but be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself, and step by step, make boundaries. Be like, okay, well, you don't like it the way that I am? Well, I guess maybe you're not a true friend. or you do not love me as you always say that you do, and this might be a hard transition that you will go through by learning, okay, now I see the true colors of him or her. But the ones that will stick with you, those will be your true friends. Even in a relationship, if somebody says, I love you, you know, by then you will know for sure. Because if you love someone, and it doesn't matter if it's your partner or if it's a friend or whoever else, they have to love you unconditionally. Because if they don't, it's not true love. They don't accept you obviously the way that you are, you know. So I guess to make a long story short is that don't try to fight your the things that you might call negative or not worthy or bad or whatever name that comes to your head about you, you know. It's the whole thing about you. It's all the things that you love about yourself and also the things that you might not at this point not love about yourself that defines you, and to love yourself means to respect yourself and to appreciate yourself the way that you are, everything about you, and that you say, all right, I'm not gonna pretend to be someone else anymore. I'm not gonna change myself anymore for someone else. I'm, the way I speak, the way I eat, the way I dress, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I express myself, the way I express my opinion. I have a right to do it exactly the way that I wanted to do it, and not the way that I believe others want me to do it, So I hope it was not too hard to understand and I didn't express myself in a too difficult way. But I felt like my first video I wanted to talk about this topic, and I hope that I could help, if it's only in a small way, somebody that will listen to this video. And I will do many more. And yeah, so that's it. That's the first video, and I would always love if you hit the subscribe button, if you give me a like, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from here on out. All right, you have a good one. Bye bye. And I also wanted to say that in the whole process, always remember, be patient with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Especially don't beat up on yourself. It's all a process. And you can always tell yourself, like, I am where I am, and where I am is okay. And I'm enough. I'm absolutely enough. And I'm perfect. And I'm learning. So it's all a combination of all those things, Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. And it will all work out eventually, for sure.